Right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Avakar, Kodash. And double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, and as well as also giving the salutations thereof towards the Akim, forwarding this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the brothers and the sisters too, that is sincerely taking heed to these lessons that we give unto you. Once again, it's the brother Laban coming at you another video, and in this video, which is going to be quick, Lord willing, I just want to touch on this situation that's occurring worldwide, and especially in the West. And it's the things such as suicide, which is going up as it looks exponentially. And, as we can all see, we know and understand in the world that we live in, it's basically the end of the world, the end of the road. That's what I'm going to title this video. It's basically the end of the road concerning this world, something to that equivalent. People no longer see a future anymore, especially the youth. And even people that are our age, that are in their 30s. You've had this individual that Pastor Hard did a video about, this chief executive of a business. Don't quite recall or remember to be exact what he was, but he also committed suicide as well. And when the rich commit suicide, that really speaks volumes, because the rich, they really were the ones that invested a lot into this world. So for them to make such a move like that, the kind of caliber of people that they are, again, it just tells you that this world is losing its value greatly. And this is something that we was talking about at the Day of Atonement live camp that we did, which was yesterday on a Monday. And so that's all I pretty much want to say concerning the whole thing of why we're at the end of the road of this world, so to speak. And I want to get some scriptures. And we're going to begin by reading Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. And I'll begin by reading verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun, or the light, or the moon, or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return of the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out, and this is the point, out of the window, be darkened. Or should I say windows be darkened, which is symbolic of the future not being seen. And this is what's to come. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the birds, and all of the daughters of music shall be brought low. And we're coming right along into that time where there's not going to be no world. This society is going to be pretty much declined and done for. And this is what a lot of us can see and sense. Whether you're in the truth or whether you're in the world, you can sense that something is about to give. And this world is about to, give up. As I've entitled the video, to the equivalent of saying that we've reached to the end point, the end of the road of this world. So that's the bottom line. This is where the world is going. There's no more time limit. or should I say time period, excuse me, for this world period. All right, so I just want to read the book of Zechariah 9, and we're going to read verse 9, because even though it's the end of the road of this world, but yet indeed we rejoice. And why is it that we rejoice? Because at the end of the world, or the end of this world, the end of this empire, that's when we're going to be delivered. And I just thought about a precept that I already have on deck, and that's the book of Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 8. I'll read this first. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Exactly. Because the proud in spirit is hasty. You know, whatever he wants, he's looking to get it right now at this present moment in time. So he can massage his ego with what he can get. Okay? But as it reads, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud. Because who are the proud? The proud are these people today in the world. Everybody has a level of pride in them. Too much pride to be exact. But we are the lowly in this time, patient in the spirit. And what are we having to be patient for? That we have no choice of to wait for, which is our salvation. That's exactly what we're looking for. So it's not the end for us. It's just the beginning. The people that are in this world, that have invested so much into this world, it's the end for them. But for the men of Yahweh Ba'al Shai, it's just the beginning. That's the difference. Okay? And we're looking for that new beginning, which, as it is written in the Apocrypha, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And we're the Jacob that's going to follow after Esau's rulership. And all of these other nations have done pretty well under Esau as well. So they're going to lose on this side, and the Israelites are going to win later, afterwards. So now we're going to get Zechariah the 9th chapter. This is why this reads now. Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion, which is what we are. We're the daughters of Zion, which the daughters of Zion represents the nation. It ain't representing the women. It's representing the nation. It's metaphoric talk, parabolic talk, excuse me. Shout, O daughters of Jerusalem, and behold, thy king cometh unto thee, and he is just and having salvation. And who is this king? Which will be riding upon an ass, which is what he did in the book of John 12. In verse 14, this is a reference into Yahweh Shah. And I'm going to read verse 14 to be exact. And Yahweh Shah, when he had found a young ass, sat thereon, as it is written. Fear not, daughter of Zion, behold, thy king cometh sitting on an ass colt. Because this guy here, or the man, which is what we serve and worship, which died on the cross for our sins, for the nation of Israel, which is what we are, the real Israelites, he's coming back to deliver the elect of his nation. So that's something that we ought to rejoice for. So this reads, rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion, which, as I've said again, represents the nation. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem, and behold, thy king cometh unto thee, and he is just, and having salvation, lowly, and riding upon an ass, and upon a colt, the fall of an ass, which an ass is another way of saying donkey, which is a lowly animal, a surface-based animal, as you can see right here. Which Yahweh Shah, he was obedient unto, that's why he kissed one of the disciples' feet, to show that even though he was the begotten spirit, he was the son of God, but also showing that the greater thou art, you humble yourself. Because Yahweh Shah knew that he was a great man in the spirit. But he displayed being lowly, being a servant, okay, unto his maker. Because we're all here to serve the Creator at the end of the day. So that's what he was showing his disciples. And as well as us today, we have to be lowly in the spirit. We can't be proud. because we're all servants. And that's what the donkey also symbolizes. It symbolizes an animal of service or servitude, as you can see in these pictures here. So he didn't come riding on a horse, which a horse symbolizes power, or the animal, the animal itself symbolizes power. So he didn't come riding upon a horse. He came riding upon the donkey, which was to represent, to be lowly, to be, to show humility, to be humble. So that's what we got to be in order for us to receive our salvation. So let's read the book of Psalms 14. And ultimately, we're not to be humble, just to be humble, but be humble to our Maker. So there you have it. This is Psalms 14, and we're going to read by reading, we're going to read verse 5. And they in great fear for the Most High in the generation of the righteous, which is the elect. As it reads, ye have shamed the counsel of the poor, and because the Lord is his refuge. Oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion. You see that? So the scriptures is actually telling you that the Lord is only concerned with his people, Israel, the Israelites. That's it. And we are the Israelites. Those people over there in the land of Israel today, they're not the real people. Because the prophecies don't follow up to them being the real people. So therefore, they can't be the people. All right? And they're living in their salvation right now. They live in the best parts of the world. So why would they need to be saved anyway? Anyway, let's read on. When the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people, in other words, he's going to pull it back, or to turn back, which is from the Hebrew word shawak, which means to pull back or to turn back. Jacob shall rejoice and Israel shall be glad. So there you go. So we're going to be rejoicing in our kingdom, which is going to be here on the face of the earth, not floating in some sky somewhere. All right. So there you go. So this is the thing. This is why it's not the end of the road for us, but rather the people that are basically invested themselves into this world. This is why the rate of suicide is going up, because people know deep down inside, and as well as people are not really getting their just due in society like they used to. And especially the rich, they're also committing suicide as well. So this place is basically finished. We're at the end of the road. It's not about to be. We're in the end right now.